Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Mitchell bringing you your video lesson for May 11th. Today is Tuesday. Today's a B-Day. Let's get started right away. So here's your learning target. By the end of class today, I'll be able to explain one of the themes from the novel Refugee. I will know I'm successful when I have answered my 4 guiding questions and written a paragraph identifying one of the themes and backing up my idea with evidence from the text. So today's question for your common assessment is actually a little bit shorter. It's not as extensive really as what you've been working on Friday and then yesterday on Monday. So let's get right into it. Because it's a little bit shorter, I want to give you some time to get caught up on the reading. I know just from some of the responses and also from some of the lack of responses, there are several people that haven't read the text and also haven't logged in to actively learn and connected with the text. So let's talk about the 2 groups or the 3 groups of people right now. So first of all, you haven't read any of the book. You haven't completed any of the common assessment. Today we're on our 3rd question. Well, we started with question 3, then question 1, and question 2. So we're 3 out of 5. That means that people are 60% of the way done with their test. And for those of you who haven't started yet, if you don't have that done, just subtract 60% from 100%. You're starting at a 40 with Thursday and Friday's questions. So that's an encouragement to you. Take the time today. It's very easy to connect. The instructions are right here. The first thing you need to do is click on Actively Learn, and then you're going to join using Clever. And then you're going to enter this code that appears on your screen. And then once you've joined, you're going to click this link right here. Okay, and it'll take you right to your text. It's chapters 1 through 9. The chapters are very short, 1 or 2 pages. Maybe one of the chapters is like 3 pages, but it reads very quickly. We've already read chapters 1 through 3. So if you miss that together, so if you miss that day, you're not really that far behind. You can probably read these 9 chapters in maybe 30 minutes at the, just 30 minutes of reading. Okay. Once you've finished, here's your do now right here. This quizzes. It's just a check for understanding, a reading check, comprehension check, you call it whatever you want. It's a couple of questions and it's open book. So this is the encouragement. In order to get this grade, you've got to be logged into the text right here. All right. And you can flip back and forth and you can work on those quiz questions using the book if you need it. But I don't think you will. I really don't. All right. So as of right now, go ahead and pause this video and I would like you to catch up on your reading. And oh, sorry, the other 2 groups of people. The people that are totally done, you've read all chapter 1 through 9. You're ready for me to release chapter 10 and everything. You all just jump right here into the quiz. You can get into the text if you want to like refresh your memory or something. But yeah, you could get right into the quiz. And those of you that might be just a little bit behind, like you read 1 through 5 or 1 through 6, you've read the second Mahmoud chapter. You've only got 3 chapters to go, and they're pretty quick. Just wait till you get to Joseph's 3rd chapter. Very interesting what he does. Okay, like you can see the setup of what's going to happen. Okay, just that's a little teaser. All right, go ahead, pause the video, read your chapters, and then take this quiz. Once you're done, come back here and we'll be on the next screen. All right, welcome back. Hope you had enough time. Click next on your screen and you'll be taken to your main idea versus theme organizer. All right, click on your name or your file and open that up and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so you have 3 slides on yours. If you look here on the left-hand side, you'll see all 3 of them. The directions are slide 1, your workspace is slide 2, and then my sample is slide 3. I've also given you another link to my sample later on in the lesson. So if you submit this and then you can't get it to open again, you'll just click on my sample. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna, on slide 2, watch the video to review main idea and theme. Then use the 4 questions. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4 questions to help you determine the main idea and the theme for either Isabel or Mahmoud. Okay, so today is day 3 of our common assessment. And the first day I did Isabel as the example. Yesterday I did Mahmoud as the example. Today I'm doing Joseph as the example. So Joseph is off the table for you, okay? Look at slide 3 for my examples. Once you finish your questions, you're gonna copy and paste them into the notes section, okay? Into the notes column of your common assessment in order to answer your question. It'll help you when you type your paragraph. Like I said, your paragraph today is a lot shorter. You're just going to tell me the theme, and then you're going to give me some evidence to back up your claim. All right, let's look at the 4 questions. Now, here's your video, and I can't play it because it's a YouTube video, and this video would get flagged, and then you won't have access to it. But I'm going to just tell you. So the main idea. This is your quick review, and then you can watch this 1-minute video, and it'll explain it in exactly the same terms that I'm explaining it. So your main idea is what the story is about, kind of like the topic in a nonfiction text. What is the author like talking about? And for Joseph, the author's talking about Jewish refugees that are experiencing the Holocaust. They're experiencing the Nazi regime. Okay. The theme is, what are we supposed to learn about that? And the way that we figure out the theme is we look at what the characters are learning. And for Joseph, we're going to answer these 4 questions. So what was the main? So the first thing I did is I highlighted my character that I selected. Joseph was my only choice. You have Isabel or Mahmoud, so you can click on the text box. Maybe you're going to choose Isabel. You'll highlight her name so I know which one you're looking at. All right. And question number 1 says, what was the main problem for your character's story so far? Okay, so I'm going to think about it. And the main character was that, Joseph is being separated from his father, or his father's being separated from the family. He's arrested. Also, they have to now go and meet him. That's going to be the next problem that they have to endure. Joseph also tests the rules, the unfair rules, the unjust rules, and almost gets them kicked off the train. Then when they get to the ship, Joseph again tests the rules. All right, so here's what I wrote up for my response. That was what I was thinking. Joseph and his family are forced from their home country, and are trying to get to the United States. They have to meet Mr. Landau to board a ship. Okay, so that's kind of the main idea in the story so far. Question number 2, what has your character, Joseph, learned so far? Well, Joseph is learning that he shouldn't test the rules, or that the place he's living in is really dangerous. Joseph is learning that people people are avoiding them. Joseph is learning that he is hated for who he is. Joseph is learning a lot about the negativity and the danger and the inequity and injustice that's existing around him and directly affecting him. So what does he learn? Joseph is testing the Nazi rules by pretending he's not Jewish. He also got caught and he was almost reported. So now how has his actions or feelings changed? Well, so far his actions, especially in this 3rd chapter, so when he's on the ship, his actions don't completely change, but they're starting to. Joseph learns really how serious the situation is. At any moment, they could get kicked off the train or arrested for stepping out of line. Basically, if they don't follow the Nazi mandates, they're gonna get in trouble. That's what he's learning. And how is he changing? Well, he's maybe pulling back a little bit. All right, lastly, and this is where we're really going to dig into what the theme is. What message is the author sending us? Okay, well, certainly the author is sending us a message about like actions and consequences. Joseph is learning that actions have consequences. And when he was on the train and in the car that he wasn't supposed to be in, he learned just how close he was to ruining or messing up their chance for escape. So life in Nazi Germany was terrible and dangerous for Jewish refugees. They had to endure hardship and they had to be constantly watchful. Joseph isn't. Even if the rules aren't fair or they're made to create horrible conditions for some people, actions always have consequences. And that's what my theme is going to be, that actions have consequences, even when those consequences aren't fair or shouldn't exist because they're, specifically designed to keep people down or kick people out or arrest people. So Joseph is learning, and we're learning too, that we have to be, and he has to be extremely careful about what he does. All right, so now you're going to do the same thing that I did. All right, you're going to go into slide 2. You're going to choose Isabel or Mahmoud. What was the main problem in your character story so far? That's what was very important that you read up through chapter 9. What is your character learned so far? Or what is your character learning? And then how have your character's actions or feelings changed? And then what message do you think the author is sending you? You're going to pause the video and then you're going to complete this. And then when we come back, I'll show you I'll show you exactly what we need to do. All right. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I just typed up and I'm going to hit Control-C to copy it. Now, I'm going to go back into my module. There's 2 ways you can do this. You can either go right to the common assessment, or if you still have this screen, you can click Next, but open your common assessment. All right. And yours will appear down here at the bottom. All right. Once you've opened your common assessment, you're going to scroll down. Here's your question 1 where you had your response. Here's question 2, the one we're working on today. And in this first blank column, this is where you're going to paste your answers to your questions, right? This is basically your paragraph. It's just not in question form. Now, you see how big mine got? Feel free to make it smaller. You can do that by selecting the text and then hitting this little minus sign here. And if you want to make it fit, there you go. I can read it. I can zoom in on my screen to read yours. All right. Now, the next part and the end part, this is your evaluate. In order to get your answer typed up, you're going to go over here, read the question, and then turn your answers into your paragraph. Okay, again, beginning, middle, and end. The beginning is going to be you telling what the theme is, or what the main idea, what the main takeaway is, the lesson that's supposed to be learned. And then give your examples from the text. You need 2 on that help illustrate or show the theme. So remember, my theme is that that actions have consequences. So here's the question. What is the theme or the main idea? Explain how the theme or main idea is relevant to individuals, families, or communities. So give the theme, give evidence to back it up, and then tell how it connects to us. What can we learn from that? All right, I have my response all typed up, and here's what I did. All right, I came over here to the question to make sure I had all the parts. The theme or main idea is first, so I put it in red. The examples from the stories are in blue, and then my explanation on how the theme the actions have consequences. This is true whether the consequences are fair or not. That satisfies this part of the question. The next is one of the stories. Okay, so examples from the text. I use that keyword for example. You should put that in, and then I actually gave two examples. You should as well. For example, when Mr. Landau is taken away to a camp because he's Jewish, Joseph tries to fight back. The Nazis threaten to take Joseph as well. That's the consequence. He tries to fight back. It's not fair, but they threaten to take him away, and that keeps him from fighting back even more. Here's my second example. Later, while on the train, Joseph decides to travel through the German-only car. He is caught again. He is caught and again almost kicked off the train for his actions. Even though the anti-Jewish laws are racist and unjust, Joseph is learning that he needs to avoid drawing attention to himself if he hopes to escape. All right, so that's where I've given how the theme applies to the story. I've given my examples that back it up. Now I'm going to explain how the theme is relevant to individuals, families, or communities. And I'm going to say individuals, and I'm going to kind of include all of us because it's generally true. It's true for everyone. It might be true in different ways, and it might affect people in more severely than others. But as a general idea, this applies to everyone. This is relevant because it teaches us to always think before we act. It helps us realize that there are people who will be quick to point out when we've messed up or broken a rule. So I'm applying it to when the rules are fair. And in the event that the rules are stacked against us, are made to purposely get people in trouble, remembering that actions have consequences will help us avoid unfair judgment. All right, so there's my explanation. That's how the theme, actions have consequences, can